Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here, and in today's episode guys we're testing out another couple of bikes from the new bikes pack, the exotic bike pack. Now these bikes are both Italian bikes, one's a naked bike and one's a race bike. They're not the highest performance points bikes out of the pack, but I thought why not try them out in two different races. Maybe I'll do one of them in first person, and we're just going to test them out guys, and then I'm going to just give you an overall rating of both bikes at the end of the video. Now let's get straight into this, but also guys, let me know what bikes you're looking forward to seeing and let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up and let's get straight into it guys, so here we go. Right guys, this is the bike we're testing out first in today's episode, and this is the naked bike out of the Italian bikes. And I love the styling of this bike. I love the way the exhaust comes out underneath. I like the way the air filter comes out, but we're going to fully max it out. So we're going to quickly jump into the garage and buy it, and then we're going to fully upgrade it. Right guys, before we upgrade it, let's have a look at the stats. So the acceleration is not that great, top speed isn't that great. The highest stat was its handling. So we're going to buy it, fully upgrade it, and then we're going to take it in a race. But I think what we're going to do, we're going to take it in a race against higher performance points bikes. Because I've got a feeling this one's going to be pretty good. So hopefully I'm right, but we'll get into upgrading it first and see what it comes out like. Right guys, so we fully upgraded it. It didn't really make a lot of difference to the stats on the bike. They're still rather low, and it only took up to 369 performance points. But we're going to take it in a race and see what it's like. But the handling is the highest stat, so I'm hoping it to be very good around the corners. So let's get straight into a race, so here we go. Right, so we're going to race it around this Italian road circuit, which is awesome. And let's have a look what we're up against. So we are by far the lowest performance points bike in the race. But are we going to be the weakest? We're going to find out. It's going to be interesting, but the highest stat was its handling. So I'm expecting it to be pretty good. So let's get straight into it. Right, so here we go with this race on this, I think it's pronounced Belva bike. And we're going to try our best. The handling is the highest stat. Oh god, it wanted a wheelie there. Now we turned off all the aids, so we haven't got any anti-wheelie on. Let's see if we can win this race. Now that started off pretty well. Now none of the stats are absolutely amazing, but hopefully the handling will come into play around this circuit, and hopefully we can get a victory. So we've started off pretty well. So we're up to P3, slow it down, see what it's like into the turn. Not too bad, not feeling too much problems. Just try and keep it nice and smooth and try and just keep up with the bikes in front. Let's try and drop it into this corner. Not much of a reaction on the suspension on the bike. It feels okay. It's not, I'm not fighting with it. I'm just dabbing the brakes slowly, just trying to get that turn in and dropping. Yeah, it does. It feels pretty damn good guys. So the handling on it is very, very good so far. But let's see what the top end is like. It's not going to be the greatest, and it's maxing out on about 126 miles an hour. So it's not very quick, but the top end isn't very good, but it's probably okay against the bikes that we're against in this race. I don't think any of the other bikes are that quick in a straight line, maybe slightly quicker. Right, let's get a nice turn into it, and it stops pretty quickly. That was okay, nice and smooth. Let's try and dive up the inside, don't make any contact, and just try and turn it in. Can we get into the lead? And yes, just try not to over brake it, and we managed to take the lead. But is that bike going to beat us up the hill? I think it is, yes. So that bike had slightly a bit more power up the hill, but we know that we can keep up with the bikes in this race, so that gives us the opportunity to try and get back. And we've dived up the inside. Awesome, it does turn in pretty well. Now, like I always tell you, I don't adjust any of these suspension settings on any of the bikes or the gearing for these first experience. They're just on the factory settings, and you just want to see what it's like. Oh god, I felt I could hear it coming. I thought it was going to go past, not into the back of me. So I've just had a little bit of a battle blow in this race by the Yamaha behind us. Let's just try and hold the speed through this corner. Let's just try and hold this race. We know that bike behind us is quick on the straights, but we've got to just be better in the corners. So let's just try and hold the speed into the corner, slow it down, try to get it. Oh, I just gave it a little bit more of a back brake there. Felt the bike skidding slightly, but nothing that would make me lose control. Let's try and hold it through here, nice and smooth, get nice and tight, slow it down, keep it nice and smooth. Again, just braking a little bit more because I'm carrying a little bit more speed into the turns this time, but we're holding the lead. And that is awesome. Right, and that was nice through there. So we've gone through there really quick. We've managed just to pull away slightly from the bikes behind. I think they're a lot faster on the straight, so we've got to try and maintain that little bit of gap going into the slower turns. Right, slow it. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Get that front end turned in and hold it. Just try not to over brake. And there you go. So we're still holding that little bit of a buffer behind us. Let's try and slow it down into this turn. Oh, grabbed a little bit of curb there, but you can do that and get away with it without getting that invalid lap. Right, let's try and get nice and tight. I find most bikes don't turn into this left turn very well, but this one doesn't feel too bad. I mean, you have to slow it down a bit, but it turns in okay. I think these bikes are awesome for wheeling as well, guys. I think if you over rev this one off the mark, it will go straight up in the air. So that's one thing you've got to be aware of. But other than that, this bike handles pretty well. And it is a little bit of a shame it doesn't have a little bit more power, because I think this bike would be a little bit better if it just had that little bit more acceleration and top end. But other than that, I do like the fact I've managed to challenge the bike and take it against bikes with higher performance points, and we are still leading the race, so we're doing okay. We may do the same for the second bike in today's episode just to test it out, and we will do another circuit which we haven't done in a while, and we'll probably do it in first person, so we're going to mix things up. I hope you're enjoying the series. I mean, we're up to almost 60 videos, guys. It's unbelievable. We're already up to that many videos on this game, but I'm enjoying the game so much. I like keep on showing new footage of new bikes and new races, and like I said, we will start doing some more online. I want to start some of the championships in the other championship mode as well, which we're going to be doing probably in a live stream. So there's still loads to come from this game, and as you know, there's loads of new games coming out soon, like MXGP3, which is absolutely brilliant. So there's so much to come racing wise from this channel, so please stay tuned and keep liking, keep commenting. It really helps to keep building this channel. Right, let's slow it down into this turn here, and that wasn't too bad, nice and smooth, not overdoing it. I backed off slightly, not going as fast as I was in the previous lap. I don't want to make any mistakes. Let's try and get a victory here if we can. That's not too bad. Oh, got to be careful. Just open the throttle a little bit too early there, and you always get a little bit of kick, but sometimes on the lower power bikes you can save it a little bit easier, which I did there. Be careful. Yes, we've managed to turn it round, but that bike behind us is starting to gain on us because it does have that little bit more top end when we get onto these sort of straights. Right, let's try and be nice and tight. Actually we're running slightly quick on this lap, so we have gained a bit of time. That was close to the wall, and we got an invalid lap. See what I mean? Slightly off over the white line there, and we got an invalid lap, but hopefully that shouldn't affect us. It looks like we're going to make it to the finish line, and we're going to get a victory on this bike. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm quite impressed with this bike so far, but we will give both bikes an overall rating at the end of the video. So that's the first bike in today's episode, and that was a pretty good start. I quite enjoyed it. Definitely good handling on it, but like I said, we'll review it in a minute, and we're going to jump straight into the next bike that we're going to be reviewing in today's episode, guys. So let's just check what came second. So it's the RZV 500R Yamaha that was behind us, so we're going to have to test that one out. I've never had a go on that one. Right, let's get into the next bike, guys. Here we go. Right, guys, this is the next bike we're testing out in today's episode, and this is a sports bike from 1998, and this just reminds me of an old CBR, but with twin pipes. So I'm not sure what the stats are on this bike, but let's quickly check that out. I don't think it's very high. No, it's another low rated bike. So we're going to get straight into buying that bike. We're going to fully upgrade it, and then we're going to take it in a race. And we're going to race this one in first person, and we're going to see what it's like. So we'll get straight into what it turns out once we've upgraded it, and we're going to check out what stats are going to stand out. So let's get straight into that. So once again, guys, the rating on the bike isn't very high after fully upgrading it, but the things that stand out are the braking power and the handling. But we're going to take it in a race against higher performance points bikes and see how it copes. So let's get straight into it. Right, guys, for this race, we're going to race around the Eastern Mountains full circuit because we haven't raced around there in a while, and we're up against bikes much higher than us in the performance points. So let's see how we do. So we haven't got, let's turn everything off, and let's get straight into the race, guys. So here we go. Right, so here we go with this first experience on this race bike. Now this bike isn't going to be very quick off the mark, so that's why I turned A into wheelie off. And off we go. So we're racing in first person. Let's see what the handling's like. So the braking power and the handling were the highest stats, so I'm expecting it to be pretty good. Into that first turn, it doesn't feel too bad. And try and slowly accelerate. Oh god, the back end of the bike's wiggling around a lot. Oh, it doesn't feel that great, guys. Now again, like I say, I don't adjust the settings on the bike, but it feels a little bit faster than the bikes we're up against acceleration wise. So let's slow it down. Oh, that can be a tough turn. Hold it. Oh god, I just got blocked off there. Just made a little bit of contact with the wheel of the bike in front, but that's just trying to get a tighter turn. And again, the back end of this bike is wriggling around like anything as I go into the corners. It feels very, very awkward. So no, without setting this bike up, it's not going to handle that well, which is very surprising because you can get a lot of these lower powered bikes and you can just chuck them into the corners and they feel okay, but this one feels a little bit awkward. But we're just going to have to just go with it in this race. We're up to P2 anyway, so hopefully we should be okay. Let's just try and hold it around that corner and try and just get past this bike. Yes, we got a little bit of a tight turn there. We've managed to get into the lead, but are we going to hold on to it? Now, I'm not sure whether we're going to be the fastest on the straights. We definitely got better acceleration out the corners, which showed straight from the start, but whether we got the greater top end on this bike, but it definitely doesn't feel good into the turns. I can just feel the back end niggling around. I'm not sure whether a slight adjustment to the suspension would sort that out, but at the moment on the standard setup, it doesn't feel that great, and it is really, really, I'm having just really slightly press the back brake just to avoid sliding out, and just hold it, not the fastest around that corner, but we're doing okay. We're leading the race, so this is quite surprising because, like I say, sometimes you go up against high performance points bikes and you get absolutely murdered, but we've done okay with our choices in today's episode and get nice and tight into there, just not trying to brake too much with the back brake, just using a little bit more of the front brake to turn that front end in. And the braking power was another one of its greatest stats, and the brakes feel okay. It's just the handling of the suspension at the back that's really giving me grief. Right, so we get the first lap out of the way and we're leading the race by a little bit, which is absolutely brilliant. Let's try and get a nice turn into there and just turn it over. Again, I felt the back end wriggling around slightly. Doesn't feel very good as I accelerate off. But we're leading the race going into this second lap, so we're doing okay, but we've got to try and slow down here, going into these tight corners. We've got a bike sitting right behind us, and turn it in. Oh god, a bike just went flying past, and I think that was my teammate Max Wood on that Yamaha. Oh my god, taxi for Max Wood. We're definitely going to have a look at that replay to see what happened to him there. He just went flying into that corner. I don't think he even braked. How funny was that? But that Yamaha, I think, is slightly quicker than this bike, and I think he's starting to gain on me again. So I think sometimes you find the AI riders in the remaining laps, they do start absolutely flying and try and catch you up. On the first lap they're nice and steady, and then gets to the end of the second lap, into the third lap, they start upping their speed and they start chasing you down, and he's caught up already. I'm making a few little errors here. I'm not going into the corners as fast as I would like, but I don't have much speed on this bike. It's not that quick, and I'm finding it very, very awkward to get really tight into the corners and hold the speed because of the rear suspension. It just doesn't feel very stable, but let's see if we can hold on to this. This is going to be a close run race into the remaining sections of this lap and into the final lap. Am I going to try and hold on for a victory? No, I think my teammate, and there goes Max Wood, and I'm just been left behind. Let's just try and stick with that Yamaha. We might be able to get in this slipstream and get past him. Oh god, I felt a little bit awkward there. Didn't react very well into that corner. Let's try and hold it around there. He definitely is a lot quicker into the turns. Oh god, he hesitated there, and we've just got to try and just stick with him. Don't let him get away. But it just looks like it's going to be a head-to-head fight between us. Now he's my teammate that I upgraded. I used all my tokens and got a higher level partner, so we could do some of those paired races that I haven't managed to get gold on. So hopefully he's going to help me. Oh god, just caught a bit of the grass there. I think I went off circuit, and that is not a good sign. But we're going into the final lap, and it's going to be just a straight fight between us two to see who gets the victory. We're both British riders, so if he beats me, he beats me, but I'm going to try my best. But like I said, sometimes in these performance points race, when you go against a higher one, you do get absolutely mullered. And we were doing okay, and into that turn again, and again he's cocked it up, and he smashes straight into the barrier. We're definitely going to have a look at the replay. Oh my god, taxi for Max Wood again there, and that was absolutely comical. If he hadn't done that, I might not have been able to catch him, but he's probably not going to give up. So he's back on his bike, but we've got a little bit of a lead, probably a few seconds lead, which we will check on the next split point. But other than that, guys, I don't think we would have won the race on this bike, so we've just got a bit of luck there. But I don't know what happened to do for the AI to make the same mistake on the same corner. That's absolutely hilarious. We're definitely going to have to look to see what happened there, because it didn't even look like he even slowed down. I mean, the first time he didn't go, he went straight across our path, straight into the barrier. But that, him being in front, obviously he didn't have to get up the inside of us. He could have slowed down and turned into the corner nicely, but he just went straight into the barrier. But there you go. Right, let's just finish off this race, and he is starting to gain on us again, but we're coming towards the end of this race, so we should be able to hold on to it as long as we don't make any massive errors. Get nice. Oh god, hesitated again. It just doesn't feel very good, and I'm feeling the back end wriggling around. It's not the best handling out of the two bikes in today's episode. I much preferred the naked bike in the first race. It was much better, and we've lost a lot of time there, and he's right behind us. Is he going to nick the race right at the end here? This is going to be so close. Yes, he's gaining on me, but we've only got a couple of corners to go, so hopefully he's not going to get past me. Try and keep it nice and smooth. I'm trying to hold that inside line. I can see the marker. He's right behind me. And no, we're going to just try and hold it. I think he just might have made a little bit of contact there as well, but we'll have to have a look on the replay. But there you go, guys. We take victory. But let's have a look at the replay of that. Those 2 laps that he crashed into the barrier. I thought that was absolutely comical, but we managed to finish off that race. We will get into a summary of both bikes in a minute, but we're going to just jump in and have a look at that replay, guys, because I think that was really comical. I've never seen an AI rider make the same mistake twice, but we will check it out now, guys, so that we're going to get straight into that. So here we go. Right, guys, here we are on board with Max Wood on the second lap when I was leading the race, and watch how late he leaves the brake in. He slams that front brake on, endos up, and goes slamming into the wall. Once again, we're on board with Max Wood. Same corner, but on the final lap when he was leading the race, and again he leaves his brake in way too late. He does a massive endo as he slams that front brake on to try and slow the bike down, and he goes flying into the wall again like an absolute plum. What an excellent teammate I've selected for the pairs race, and he has a nice little rest on the leaves there. So there you go, guys. Let's get straight into the summary of the bikes in today's episode. Right, guys, first up was this race bike. Now, I wasn't really that impressed on the handling on this bike at all. The brakes were average. It wasn't very good top end or acceleration. All round, I didn't think much of this bike. It's not one I would go out and buy in that range, but it's up to you if you want to have a go on it. I'm going to give it a rating of 3 out of 10. Not the greatest bike out of the pack, and probably one to avoid. Next up is this one, and I absolutely loved this bike. The handling on it was brilliant. I felt overall it was pretty good, and I'm going to give this a rating of 7 out of 10. Definitely one of the best bikes out of the pack so far, and it's a must buy to have in your garage, I think. So there you go, guys. That's the episode over. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.